Well, it has been quite a while since I have shared what I am reading and what I am watching and what I am listening to. So I thought it might be fun to kind of give you some Easter themed ideas, some things that you might want to consume over the Easter weekend if you've got some free time. Starting with, okay, how cute are these? So I've decided that my thing for Danny, she has so many relatives who absolutely adore her and are constantly gifting her with things. And the things that I want to really gift her are books, because that's going to be our special thing. So look at this book. I mean, how cute is this? I don't know. Can you see? Can you tell the three-dimensionality of it? Little chick finger puppet book, and then it's got a little story on every page. And I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. She's at the stage now where she's more likely to eat it than enjoy it. But that's okay. I think this is just so cute. I got this at Plenty Mercantile. Then here's another one that I bought. Not that it's necessarily seasonal right now, but it was one of the most checked out books at the New York Public Library in the months of, I think, January and February. And I thought, oh, what was it? And what it was a children's book. Ezra Jack Keats, The Snowy Day. It's a Caldecott winner. And so I thought Danny has to have it. Danny just has to have it. So if everybody in the great state of New York is checking it out, well, then I need to check it out too. Okay, and then, Hubs has to give Danny his own book that he is particularly inspired to read to her. So, of course, for Jamie, it's Gotta Go Buffalo. And I think it is so cute. It's got these flaps, Gotta Go Buffalo, and then there's different pictures on the inside of every one. So it's especially cute. I think it's especially relevant for those of us in Oklahoma and in Colorado. So I think that's kind of fun. And then last but not least, this is one that I thought I would recommend to you if you're a grandparent. This is one of Danny's favorite books that she loves right now, Taylor said, and that is Touch and Feel Wild Animals. And there's just a little bit of an opening. So you can kind of play with those. So that's just some ideas. I apologize for being an obnoxious grandmother, but the books are always hard for me to resist. And these books are also hard for me to resist. So what am I listening to? I am listening to Faust on Audible. I have just started it. I think I may have mentioned that I'm trying to read and consume more of the classics, and I find Audible is the easiest way for me to digest those really hefty books. But what I am actually reading at night before I go to bed is The Beginning Comes After the End by Rebecca Solnit, Notes on a World of Change, because boy, is our world changing, and this is kind of an optimistic take on it, a more longitudinal look at history and how things change over time and how we can affect those changes. So that is what I am reading to keep myself sane and to keep my spirits up. These also keep my spirits up. Boy, are these old books, and I am so happy to report that they're still available, and I will give you the links because I've had both of these books, I bet, for over 30 years. They are so beautiful, and I'm looking at them right now because I am getting some Easter ideas. I've got a huge group of people coming over for Easter. If the weather is nice, hopefully we'll be able to dine outside, or I'll set up a buffet outside. If not, I guess we'll just all be clustered in the cozy cottage. But this one I refer to over and over again for not only recipes, but styling ideas. It's just a beautiful book. It's The Garden Table, Elegant Outdoor Entertaining. And I have been inspired by this book, I don't know how many times. I mean, and most of these images are pretty much seasonal, and they are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that. The sumptuousness of these colors. In fact, I can remember referring to this book for inspiration before I did a magazine shoot with Victoria Magazine years ago. It gave me some inspiration. So it might give you some inspiration too for your Easter table. So that's The Garden Table. And then lastly, this book, any book by William Sonoma is typically, I think, really valuable. And this is the Complete Outdoor Living Cookbook. Again, I have referred to this over and over again. You can see my tabs. I'm looking right now at that recipe for the potato salad. But not only really great recipes, but great styling tips if you want some different ideas on creating just beautiful arrangements, beautiful still lifes, and also just outdoor dining. So these two books I highly recommend. All of these links will be in the description box. By the way, we're going to start putting these links at the top of the description box so you can find them right away and you don't have to scroll down through a bunch of other stuff to find them. So there you go. That is what I am reading. What I am watching. I think I told you that I was starting to watch the Ken Burns Dust Bowl PBS special. I had not finished it, and it has been so windy, so hot, and so dry that I decided I really needed to channel my my inner frontier woman. And so I've been watching that, and boy, we ain't got no problems compared to what they endured. So I have found that strangely comforting. And I highly, highly recommend it. What I do not recommend, well, I kind of recommend it. I really had high hopes for this. I can't remember what it's on. I think it's on Prime. It's the series The Madison, and it's got Michelle Pfeiffer in it and Kurt Russell. You may have seen teasers for it. The cinematography is beautiful. It's about fly fishing. I thought Hubs and I would just love watching it together. And I really like both Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer. Is it Taylor Sheridan that writes all of those Westerns and things? I have to say, I'm not impressed. I have watched it, mostly because I just enjoy looking at the cinematography and the scenery because it's beautifully photographed. But as far as a storyline, and even the storyline's okay, but it's really, dare I say it, to me anyway, you may adore it, really cliche and really cheesy. And as much as Hubs loves fly fishing, I think he watched half of the second episode. He just couldn't watch it anymore. He said, I'm sorry, this is just a little bit too cheesy for me. So I don't think it's very well written. Again, that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. If you have watched it, let me know your thoughts. There is a lot to commend it. It's beautiful. The people in it are beautiful. It's got some fun scenes and things, but other than that, I don't think it's very substantive, and it's just a little bit too cliche for me. So there you go. That is what I am watching, what I am listening to, and what I am reading. Well, of all of the holidays, Easter is the one that compels me most to use just natural things. I don't like using much plastic or anything of that nature for Easter itself. But there are a few things that I like to put out. And then there are a few really easy things that we can use, that we could kind of employ to give an Eastery vibe without spending a lot of money. So I've showed you these faux chocolate bunnies that I have. I love these. These are a recurring theme. I've had them for 3 years now. Yes. And they did live on my mantle, and now they have moved over here to my buffet, because when I have guests coming for Easter, I'll probably have Easter goodies, Easter sweets that I will serve from this buffet. But here's a really easy thing to do. This is just a thrift store find. And actually, these two pieces came separately. So this was just a vase in and of itself. And then this piece right here, I also found there, but it was isolated by itself. And I realized that, oh, lo and behold, the top fits the bottom. And then I just got a huge thing of these malted milk balls. So to me, it's more impactful to have one voluminous thing filled with all of one kind of treat than it is to have a lot of different little candy jars sitting around. Now, this, true confessions, this used to be filled up to here, but that was before Stuart and Hubs discovered them, and now that the level is kind of
particularly good.
Yeah, it's descending. Then, of course, there's also the little kiddos in the neighborhood. Something else, and what I think is one of the easiest things to decorate with, and so inexpensive. I got all of these at the dollar store, and that is, let's do a switcheroo right here. And that is just chocolate Easter bunnies, not faux ones, but real ones. These are Russell Stover. Again, I got these at the dollar store. They come in varying sizes, and typically I will unbox them and then I will skewer them in some way to get them to stand up and fly right in my little Easter baskets. They are not yet ready to be skewered because I'm afraid they might melt before Easter. These are those sweet little Easter baskets that I started with live grass. These will continue to grow. This one I will probably use as some kind of centerpiece on my table. I'm not sure. These are the little ceramic bunnies that I got thrifting. These are from, I believe these are from Williams-Sonoma, and I got them thrifting. But what I'll do is I'll have little cards in here to identify who gets which basket. So that will be kind of fun, and I'll probably get a bigger bunny to put in here for my table. Doesn't cost a lot, doesn't require a lot of anything, of time, attention, or money, and just little fun things. You guys know all about this. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but if you want an alternative to that kind of cheesy cellophane grass, which I just kind of makes my skin crawl a little bit, then you can grow your own grass. I think I've told you how, but you could also get little tiny baskets and just put, go to your garden center or wherever, and you could fill it with little tiny succulents. You could fill it with little tiny microgreens. You could fill it with little tiny lettuces, almost anything. Even strawberries would make a cute living Easter basket. So when we come back, I'm going to show you one more idea about a centerpiece, a very easy and natural centerpiece for your table.
Now, I promised to tell you about certain beauty products, or I find that I just have really fallen in love with them. And if I'm making some changes to my beauty routine. So avert your glance, avert your eyes. If you are not interested in this portion and you're only interested in gardening content, I respect that. But for you ladies out there, I have found something new that I absolutely love. And several of you have commented recently that you thought my skin looked really, really pretty. And so I have a new regimen, and I thought I'd tell you about it. This is not a sponsored post. I bought these myself because I saw them on Instagram and I really loved the way they looked on the model that was using them. And these are makeup sticks, and they are sold in a trio of 3. One's a bronzer, one's a blush, and one's a highlighter. And boy, do I love these. I apply the bronzer first, and you can get these in different color sways. But I applied the bronzer first. It goes on really silky and creamy. Again, this is not a sponsored post. I put this on first, then I put on, not that one, this one. I put on the blush, and I just used one of those synthetic sponges that kind of looks like a pill or a pear, and kind of just work it all in. But here is what I think really makes your skin look luminescent and beautiful. And this is the Glow Glaze Highlighter. And it gives just a little bit of sheen to the places you want it, like on your cheekbones and right above your eyebrow. I'm not done studying that very well. In the comments below, there's your question of the day. If you want to see me actually use this and demonstrate how I use them, then please let me know. And I'll start out with a bare face and demonstrate how I use them. Again, not a sponsored post. Now, I love these. What I love about them is, unlike the Jones Beauty, the Miracle Balm, and all of those things, these are not sticky. I can use my powder over them. The Jones Road Beauty products, they gave that same kind of glow, but then if your hair blew on your face, your hair would stick to your cheeks and it just wasn't very pretty, and I felt kind of greasy. These do not feel that way at all. They blend in beautifully. I think I I can't remember exactly how much they were. I will put a link. But I also noticed at the same time that there is a knockoff that's considerably less. And I ordered some of those just to try them to see if they were as good as these. So I could recommend those to you as well. I'm not sure about the quality of the ingredients and all of that type of thing, but it's new to me and we're all friends here. So I thought I would share. This is my beauty tip for today on Signature Style Saturday.
Okay, this may be the easiest centerpiece that you can make for your Easter table, and actually it's kind of my favorite. This is just a blonde wood bowl. I got it, I don't know how long ago. I may have just gotten it off of Amazon or someplace. And then these wooden eggs you can get at any craft store, and I actually like them best in their natural state. I think it's beautiful. I love the tone on tone, the material on material, wood on wood vibe that they give. And then just cut any kind of flowering branches from your outdoor garden. You could get forsythia, you could get quince, this is abelia, and just kind of stick some in there. The beauty is that as soon as it fades, all I have to do is go cut another few branches. And I think this would be really, really sweet. Also, if you had a small bouquet of daisies or something as you are actually setting the table, this is just I can't remember if this was real or Memorex in terms of a bird's nest, but these are little clay robin's eggs. So I need to keep these separate from the other ones so that the kiddos know not to eat them.
I thought about it.
Yeah, and Stuart, Stuart thought about it. Stuart thought about it. And then a couple of topiaries. It's easy, it's nice, it's natural, and well, it's turnkey. So just a few ideas, decorating ideas. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but I don't know, it might just trip some kind of creativity in your brain. So there you go, some really easy decor ideas for Easter.